What up, guys? So, Alpha Dog Garage here. This is my 2005 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD with the Duramax. So today I was doing the gas gauge is acting stupid, so I pulled it out. Pretty easy, you know. I think you all know how to do that. You pull this cover back, a couple screws, 7 mil, and then pop that out. Went ahead and pulled it apart. I've done these before on this thing, and it lasted about 8 years, so I think that's worth 25 bucks. But I went on eBay and purchased a whole box of these things. So you can see them all in there. So I'm always good to go. So what I did is the gas gauge is the only one giving me problems right now. I changed out all of them, but like I said, it's been like 8 years, so I guess that's pretty good. So I marked the bad one. You can see it right here. And then you just hit the solder joints gently with a flathead, and when it's in there, like this, and then you just put a flathead underneath, and then as you pry on that, you gotta have two hands, pry on that, and then hit the solder joints, and once they start to move, it pops right out. But this is what usually goes bad. Gotta be careful when pulling the needles. Use you know, two flatheads, or you can just pull on them. The zeroing process is what kind of sucks. You gotta put them on lightly, put them all to zero, put power to it, it's gonna zero, and then you have to realign all those zero marks and then go from there. But I wanted to show you guys something else too. I added the LEDs to this because a lot of these have these little button bulbs that are soldered in. These are the only ones you leave in, pretty much, which is turn signals, and I think this one is cruise control or something. Yeah, or high beam. That's high beam. So those are the only ones you leave in, and then you take out under here is actually, there's other soldering areas under there. See, I added these white LED strips, and they look pretty good. I'll show you guys here in a minute. But yeah, just take all those out. And these actually have a little bit of metal on the backside, so I just put some tape on the backside so it doesn't interfere with anything else. But everywhere that it's white is where the black cover is going to sit, so you want to run the wiring to where it's not going to bind on that black cover, so it has to stay inside the white. And then there's also another problem with these, the resistor packs. As you can see, I've soldered all those, because what happens is solder joints are bad from factory, so what will happen is things like the gauges won't work at all, or your shifter indicator gets dim, or even the info display doesn't really light up anymore. And so you got to go in here and check all these solder joints on each one of these little resistors. And these are the ones that over here that usually they get loose. I've even had them fall off and had to look inside the housing here to find it. And luckily I found the one. I put it back on and then it was good. But this one, I don't think I've soldered it yet. You can see it's pretty, I don't know, it's hard to tell. It's really thin. Just hitting them with the soldering iron makes them come back. There's a lot of different cars that have the same problems like that. Just cheap soldering these days, and they don't have lead in them anymore supposedly, but that's part of the problem. It doesn't bond. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Let's see if I got it cleaned out enough. Sometimes if I get it good, it'll just, yeah, it pretty much just sets right back in there. So you'll see the, let's see here. Yep, it's close. One of the joints isn't perfect, but yeah, I can see I gotta solder it, but yeah, let me show you guys for a second here. So what I'll do is just hit this with the soldering iron, and it falls through just like that. So then once you get it flat, just like that, so then all you gotta do is sit there and just barely hit them. Let's see here. Doesn't take much. Actually, add some solder to that and it'll be better. Just a little tiny bit though. And if you need a good solder iron, I mean, I go to Fry's Electronics, or you can go online. And the Weller brand is usually the best for like the cheapest. But this one was only, I got this one, it's a low heat, super fine tip. Yeah, SP12. It's only a 12 watt. And then I also have the stand too if you need to like turn it down more. But 12 watt, I mean this thing's real low. Alright, so we got that all soldered. Make sure it looks good all the way around. I'll go plug the thing in so I can show you guys these LEDs. So put that in like that, and then this just sits in there. And the last part is the needles. So that, once that's clicked, I like to set the needles in here like just loosely stick them on there. Don't push too hard because they do grab just ever so slightly. So just get it close to the 0 mark. This is like the easiest way I found to do it. I don't know if there is like a zeroing procedure or anything, but this is the way I've done it and it works pretty good. I checked on the OBD2 parameters list on these temp gauges, and I found, yeah, just putting them on 0, they're like pretty darn accurate. But these are, you know, it's a GM. They're kind of off a little bit no matter what you do. It's just servo design. It's just, I don't know why they use this design. Let's see here. Plug it in here. Make sure your parking brake works, because, you know, putting this shifter down, it's going to want to roll back. A lot of times it's it'll just roll away, so be careful. But okay, so what we're going to do is plug this thing in. And you'll see it 0. You'll hear it too. So let's see here. Come on. Alright, so here we go. So when they do that, that's 0. So you can do it a couple times just to double check it. You have to wait like a minute or something. That, and then, so that's 0. So now that they're all been zeroed, now you got to come back in and actually look at where they're at. So you push this one down a little bit, It all depends on what you're looking at, so right about there. And then so just get them close. The Speedo's the one you want to get the best, because obviously. Oh, see, this one I pushed too hard or something, so I'm gonna have to re-zero that one. Because you don't want to spin it. If you spin it, that's gonna mess it up. So let's see what it does here. And you can also just plug it in. And sometimes setting it in there just to make it like in the angle that you're gonna be at. This is like, you gotta get it zeroed. So remember, when the key's on, it's gonna, well, here you can see the LEDs. It's not, you don't see the white because, you know, the other cover covers that, but it makes them kind of a bluish, like a teal, like the new car, like the new trucks. You know, the new ones are like that now. So zero that. That one's zero. As long as the key is in the off position, after plugging it in, it zeroes itself. So double check it one last time. When you tap the key, like if you just tap the start, I take it out of park so it won't start, and then boom, that's zero. See, there's another problem. Look, my oil pressure is doing stupid shit. There it goes. Let's see, now the voltage is actually working. The truck's already warm. It also helps to have no gas. Like, I'm out of gas right now, or fuel I should say. And so now, look, see, it's not even on the red, so I need to move it a little bit over. And double check it one more time. Because see, when you hit the reset, watch what it does. It actually goes below the zero, and then it comes back up to zero. So, see? And then when it comes back up to zero, that's why you gotta wait. See, the speedo is actually correct now. See, it goes below and then comes up. So, there's your reset procedure. And there's how the LEDs work. Hope this video helps you guys out. I always recommend LEDs because these are pretty badass. You can get the strips for about 25 bucks, and it comes with more than enough to make this. You can cut them in sets of 2s. And unfortunately, the climate control, you can't take that apart. I tried and broke it, so it's that's the one you can't change. But I did change the ones on my, I did put some white LEDs in this stuff. So hit subscribe if you like my video, you guys. And until next time, take it easy. Have a good one.